Hello, my name's Julie. Thanks for joining me today. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. I was actually meant to be filming a flip through of my teacher planner today, but I got this delivery which kind of threw a spanner in the works. I've been really good this year. My last planner supply haul was back in March, as I'm determined to use my stash this year, but there were a lot of sales, particularly towards the end of May, and I finally succumbed and gave in to temptation. In this box is something completely new that I don't have in my collection at all. So I hope you'll forgive me if I push back my teacher planner flip through video, because I simply cannot leave this box unopened for a whole week until next weekend when I'll be filming again. This is actually from an English company called Daisy. I like this packaging because although it's very plain, it has got this lovely sticker, warning, contains seriously cute stationery, and just a little touch like that really makes you smile when you get a package. I'm not sure if this is how to open it. I really struggle doing unboxings. Let's have a look. Oh yes. I was watching EJ Joyful Plans do an unboxing and it was completely plain. No tissue paper, no nothing. It really does make a difference how things are packaged. So let's see what this package from Daisy is like. Oh, we've got lots and lots of these, but I can see some pretty paper and something inside. So let's get this out. Now I know what you're going to be asking. And that's, was this item on my wish list? Well, it's sort of been on my wish list for quite some time. It's something I've been researching and very curious about trying out. Didn't like to tear that. It's really pretty tissue paper. If you've seen any of my recent Plan With Me's, I've been complaining a lot about the lines in my planner, and I've been making a move from the classic vertical to just using Happy Planner filler paper, because then I can either draw my own boxes or add boxes but not have the constraints of the lines. So what should be in this package is a dot grid journal. I think it's in a nice box. Happy mail, more things for me to open. Sorry about that. And yet more wrapping. I ordered this, I think it was Bank Holiday Monday. It has come quite quickly, 4 days, and I took advantage of a sale, a bank holiday sale. Really nice sturdy box here with the Daisy in a nice metallic foil. And now for the moment of truth. Ooh. This is an A5 dot grid journal, premium vegan leather cover, 5mm dot grid, 160 pages, 160 GSM ultra white paper, lay flat binding, page centre marks, 2 ribbon bookmarks and a back pocket. I fell in love with this cover design. It wasn't my favourite colour. Orange is not one of my favourite colours, but I did really love this design on the front. And for my first dot grid journal, I really wanted to get something I liked both inside and on the cover. So let's see if I can get it out. I did get a couple of accessories as well, and I would say I'm just dipping my toe into the world of dot grid journals to see if I like it. So let's open it up. So we've got this journal belongs to, the reasons I journal, and then the company at the bottom. I will put all the information in the description, upsadaisyuk.com. I think they're most known for doing bullet journal stencils, but they did bring out, I think it was about 4 different journals last year in a couple of different sizes. And this one was still available. So we've got, I can see the little centre mark here, and it's got a little indicator where halfway is at both sides and at the top, so that's really useful. I'm going to be entering the world of counting dots and squares to get my boxes in the right place, although I do plan to use templates as well, but those will probably be really useful. It is nice white paper, and that was something that was really important to me. And even when I watched YouTube videos where people were flipping through different brands of dot grid journals, they often didn't say what colour the paper was, and on a YouTube video it's really hard to tell whether it's white, off-white, or maybe slightly cream, but this is fine. It lays flat, so that's really good, and it's 160 pages, and the paper feels, yeah, actually really thick, nice quality. I'm not really planning to do anything special like inking or using pens that might bleed through, but you never know. Never say never. I might do some stamping in it. So it was best for me, I think, to get the better paper quality. So at the back we have, we've got a little elastic closure. The one thing it didn't have that I would have liked was a pen loop, but you can't have everything. And it's got a little pocket here at the back, which will be useful for putting in the things that I bought with it. Normally I think this costs £23.50 for the A5 size. And all their journals come with a stencil and a sticker sheet, and this particular one I was able to choose which stencil and sticker sheet I wanted. So with 20% off, it was a really good deal. I didn't want to dive into something like Archer and Olive, even though their journals are gorgeous, because I don't know how much I'm going to like using this. So this is going to be like a trial run for me. Really happy with the journal. It's actually much thicker than I expected. I suppose I should have known, with the paper being that thick, that it would be quite a thick planner. I should stop calling it a planner because it's a journal, but you know what I mean. Let's look at the accessories I got with it. This is really cute packaging. It just says Oops-a-daisy, super cute. It's got all these little doodles of pencils and pens and envelopes. So this, I imagine, is the sticker sheet and stencil that comes with it. Yeah, I can get it out. I wasn't quite sure what to choose for my sticker sheet. I wanted something that was going to be functional, and although I'm not quite sure what this is for, it's something to do with coming first, second and third in competition. It's got the words finalist and winner on it. It actually has the months of the year, and that's really why I got it, because you can always use month of the year stickers. I did think I could use the little medals for when I'm playing games with my family. I keep a little record of who's won, and we also have our weekly Wordle competition, so I could also use the medals for that. There were a couple I wanted more, but unfortunately they were out of stock, so this was the one I settled on as being the most useful. Now let's look at the stencil. I wasn't quite sure what to pick, but I picked this one. I better get a piece of paper because you can't see it. I don't know whether this will help. Probably not very much. But this one is called the Quadrant Maker because it makes a layout with a circle in the centre of the page and 4 squares around it. So that's something that I need to try. I thought it would be useful as well because, as well as using it for the quadrant layout, I can always use the circle, and this will make a rectangle. I just need to join up these bits here. Being quite new to this, I wasn't sure what to pick, but I felt this one had the most potential. I had a choice whether to get it punched for a 6-ring binder or disc bound. So in the end I went for disc bound, although I'm not sure that I shall be putting the stencils in my happy planner, but at least I've got that option. We might have a go at that in a minute if I'm feeling brave. I also was a little bit naughty and I got one other thing. I didn't need to because postage was free, so it wasn't a case of I needed to order to spend over a certain amount. But I saw these stencils and they did appeal to me. I need my piece of paper again, although I'm not sure you'll be able to see, but they are an alphabet. They had a lot of A5 alphabets, but I felt they would be too big for what I would want, which would be mainly headers for a page or for boxes. I honestly don't think you can see these at all. They're a really cute font called Cherie, but what I'll do is have a little go with them and then you can see what they look like. So that is my order, the first one in quite a while. I've grabbed a sheet of Plannything dot grid paper, which is also 160 GSM, and we'll just have a little play. I'll start with my name. I could do it all in capitals and then I could try it in the lowercase. I'm using a Muji 0.38. I think on the website they recommend the Zig Micron pens, which I use a lot in my planning. The thickness they mentioned was a 0.4, which is one I haven't got. I've got 2, 3 and 5. I haven't got A4. The thing they've got on their stencils, which you can't see, is they've got all the elements for the missing parts of the letters. So, for example, the centre of the O and the Q and the little piece that's missing from the R, and that's all at the bottom, so you can make those letters completely. I know I do use alphabet stickers a lot, and that's why I didn't go mad, as they had lots of fonts. And I was quite tempted to get more than one, but I thought just buy one. And then that will keep it consistent as well throughout the journal. And see how you get on with it. It is quite a nice size. I don't think the other size would have been much good really, probably too big. I like the fact that the eye has got a little heart, which hopefully you'll see in a minute. It's quite hard to see where to write, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. There's a little heart. It's actually the same font that they've got at the top of this sheet, so that might give you an idea, with a little heart on the eye. And I thought I could also mix upper and lower case as well. So here's a letter that I need a centre for, so I'll do the E. And then I have to find the corresponding part. A, B, that's the D, it's that tiny little part here, and you put it in. I don't know if I did it very well. I think that's all right. So that's my first go at using the Oops-a-Daisy stencils. Could leave them like that or colour them in. I might just see what that looks like. Hope you don't mind I did it off camera because I need to be close to the page and it's my first time. I just used a 10 Zig Micron to fill it in, and I really like how that looks. I think I need to work on my middle of the E, making sure I get that so that it does show a little bit clearer. But I'm really pleased I chose that font. It's really cute. I'm not planning on jumping down another rabbit hole and spending too much. Now that I've got the dot grid journal and a couple of accessories, I think I'm good to go, because I can use a lot of my planner supplies, stickers, washi, things like the Happy Planner checklist stencil. So all that's going to come in really handy. I might just show you what the quadrant layout looks like. I hope you don't mind that I did it off camera again. And what I did, probably not what I'm supposed to do, but then there are supposedly no rules in bullet journaling, was I drew round the template with pencil and then I went over it freehand, which is why the lines aren't all that straight. But I think once I get more confident, I would just do it straight with the pen. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the little corners. I suppose you could have little numbers in them. I was thinking more that you could use this as a weekly layout and have 8 boxes, Monday to Sunday, and then 1 box for notes or to-dos. What you could do is just not draw that line and join up the corner, which is probably what I would do. You could add some stickers in here, a little bit of decoration, or even a nice quote. The potential is endless, I'm sure. So you may be wondering what I'm actually going to do with my dot grid journal and how it's going to fit into my lineup. It's actually going to be quite a challenge for me to use it, because I have a tendency of buying pretty notebooks and then not writing in them at all because I don't want to spoil them. And although this is absolutely beautiful, what I'm thinking of using it for is just as a practice learn how to bujo notebook. And I've got several ideas of pages that I'd like to create, just to find out how I get on with the lay flat pages and the fact that you can't take pages in or out. I wasn't thinking of using it as a planner as such. I just want to try out lots of different things in it, particularly things like Dutch door pages and creating my own layouts rather than necessarily using templates. If you see my latest plan with me, you know I really like to design my own layouts on my spreads. And I was really inspired by Michelle from Plan On It when I saw her Go Wild notebook. And really this is just for me to play and find out if this is something I might want to use next year in a more structured way. I don't know whether this is something I'll be showing in videos. I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 pages I might want to create. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. But I'm very excited to dip my toes into this world of dot grid notebooks and just get creative. I know there are YouTube videos from Oopsie-Daisy and they have a Facebook group, I think. So I'm sure there'll be lots of help out there. And if you are a bullet journaler, or I should probably say a creative journaler, because I'm not really going to be using it as a bullet journal, more as a creative journal. But if you do have any tips, put them down in the comments. That's all for today. I'm really pleased I don't have to wait a whole week before I got to see all these things. It's so beautiful. I love the soft feel of it. It's really lovely. Another thing, I'm going to be quite concerned that it doesn't get spoilt in any way. But I've got to stick to my priority this year, which is using my stash. And now this is part of my stash, I'm going to use it. If you are in the UK, you might want to check out Oopsie-Daisy. I know it's a really difficult time for small businesses at the moment. They are active on Instagram as well, so you can find them there. And I'm hoping they will bring out some more of these pretty journals so that if I do want to continue with this next year, I've got something to choose from. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Happy planning, take care, and see you soon.